Hey everybody, it's More Crafts back for another video. And I guess I probably should have looked to see what number this was. I'm thinking number 10. Yes, it's number 10. I was right. Finally, I was right. So I don't really have. I have a lot to show because I forgot about this stuff behind me. So we're gonna do finished objects first, so I can put the stuff back behind me, and then we will talk about my whips. So I have my basket here, and last week I did not do a video because me and Mom had been sick. I think we caught a cold. So I've just been I've crafted, but like not really felt good enough to do a video. For a couple of days I was coughing a lot, and Mom was coughing, and our voices were terrible. So I just didn't feel like me doing a video would be good with my coughing and stuff. Feeling better. So I was pretty much on an amigurumi kick. And I have things to show you that I do not have anymore. So, let's get into what I finished. So I finished all of these last week. And then I'll show you the finished items that I no longer have. So I finished this little guy. This is a Grim Grinning Bat. I follow her on Instagram, and this is one of her patterns. Really cute. I plan on making a lot more of these in my future. So he's so cute. I should have used bigger safety eyes, but he's Mom's, so he'll be able to go on Mom's shelf. So super cute. I used a 3.75 for him, and that's my go-to crochet hook for amigurumis. So he's finished. So I just used yarn that I have one hand. I do not have any ball bands anymore. I went a couple months ago and wound all of my yarn into cakes, so I have no idea what they are. I know some of them by feel, but. And then my gram had gotten me some puff paint, so I used the black on her eyes, and this is made with some yarn that was just in my stash, like always. So this pattern is by Katie Did Crafts on Etsy. So really like her patterns, absolutely love her patterns, I should say. I have almost everything, all of hers. Still have a few more to get, but I will eventually have all of her patterns. And these are the hatching animals and characters and stuff. So this is the hatching mermaid. And then I made the hatching kitty cat, and I used the pink puff paint. Well, actually it's called Red Violet, but it's just a really bright pink. I used it to do the details on the cat, because I suck at embroidering, so I just figured I'd use the puff paint. This next one is by HK Handmade, I think. It's on Etsy. So it's a little jellyfish, and there's a rattle in the inside of it. She has the regular jellyfish, which is what this is, and she also has a little dinosaur and a unicorn mod that goes with this pattern. So I will leave it in the description box below. And then I made another Baby Yoda just because I thought he was super cute. His ears have a mind of their own. I know this green yarn, it's green spring green, from Red Heart, which I really wish my Walmart would get that yarn back in stock, because I would like to make other things with it. Um, there's a dinosaur corner to corner Grafgan that I would love to use it for the little monster that is in the pattern. And I think spring green would be the perfect color for that. But in order for me to start that blanket, I kind of need like 4 or 5 skeins of spring green. And my Walmart never has it. And I haven't been able to go to Joann's because we don't have a car right now. So I've been going to Walmart with my grandma and stuff. And yeah. So... And then my last little amigurumi is this little elephant that I made. It is charcoal and light rose from... Charcoal is Red Heart Super Saver and the light rose is from Big Twist Yarns. But I tried to do the highlights on the eyes, so I think it gives him a little bit better character. But yeah, he's really cute. And while I was at Graham's this weekend, I made some earrings. So I don't have the findings on them yet. But I made some dahlia earrings. I made some little pink flowers that have 6 petals. I made some little hearts. And I made this one right here, which this is a dahlia earring too. But it is green, like olive green with sparkles in it. So I made those. I'm going to put these back in here till I can put them in my tote or my closet. Oh. I kind of need this yarn right here. So the things that I do not have... I have 5 things that I do not have anymore. And that is because my grandmother was very impatient with me making them. So I had finished. So my grandma had seen on Facebook a while ago some crochet sloths. They're hanger or planters. They are, they're sloth plant hangers. And my grandma had seen them and she fell in love with them and I had to make 3. 1 for my aunt, 1 for my gram, and 1 for our family friend and her daughter. Well, my gram I finished them on Tuesday. And on Thursday, my gram texted me and she's like, hey, kid, can you make me a second one so I can hang my African violets in them? So these are the 3 that I made. They are already housing plants. And then I had to make a 4th one. So I made this little guy. So he's my last one that I made. So I made him. And the last thing that I've made that I do not have anymore is I gave this to my sister. And she was supposed to give it to her grandma, but if she did, I do not know. So I made a gnome, and it is in my sister's hands. I have no idea what she did with it. Like I said, she was supposed to give it to her grandma, but I don't know if she did or not. She also said that any other gnomes that I make, she will like to have. So I have a couple at my grandma's house that I think I'm just gonna give her. So for the sloths, I used Mainstays 100% cotton. It's a number 4, and it is in the colorway Brownstone. So my gram had gotten me 3 skeins of it, 3 full skeins. And out of 3 skeins, I have this much. So I have a partial ball and then a little bit more of a ball. So I will probably just make this into washcloths or something. So yeah, okay. So now on to my whips. So for Mother's Day is coming up, and I would have loved to have gotten my gram and my mom a real bouquet of real roses. But roses don't last forever. Roses, they end up dying. I need to take a drink because my throat's getting sore again. So, the roses die. And I want to make my gram and my mom a bouquet of crocheted roses. So my gram had this humongous pack of skewers that I don't even know why we bought them, because we don't cook like this on the grill. So I have a whole crap ton of skewers. And she bought me these two cute little vases. So one is going to go to my gram and one is going to go to my mom. And eventually I want to get another vase like this and put it right over here with roses in it, and then eventually make myself other flowers for myself to like spruce it up back here a little bit. So tonight I started making my roses. Now I got the pattern from Nastasia, I think that's how you say it, on YouTube here. And you're supposed to sew. So you make this, and then you're supposed to like wrap it around your finger and make a rose, and then sew it together at the bottom. I might sew it, I might glue it, I'm not 100% sure. And it's supposed to look like this, without the tail sticking out. And then once I get it to where I want it, how I want it, I'm going to take one of these skewers and put it in the middle of this. And I've looked at several rose patterns the last couple of days. And it seems that a lot of the patterns are... I really like this rose pattern. It's very easy, very simple. I knocked 1, 2, 3, 4 out in a matter of an hour. And I would have worked on more, except for my butt is getting tired and I am getting tired. Now, my gram wants a slew of colors. She wants all different colors. So I have a bag that has a bunch of yarn in it. And so my gram wants a lot of colors, like all colors of the rainbow. And my mom wants pink, purple, and red, a couple red. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. And then I found Red Heart Super Saver stripes, because my mom loves the happy roses, the roses that they're all a bunch of colors. They're so freaking pretty. If you don't know what a happy rose is, look it up on Google, because it is one of the prettiest roses I've ever seen. For 3 years, I did floral design at a trademark school. And I loved it. I loved to make the arrangements and all of that kind of stuff. And we got happy roses in one time, and they are the most beautiful roses I've ever seen in my life. Because literally, every single petal on that rose was a different color. Every single petal was a different color. Just look it up, and let me know if you look it up, and let me know what you think of the rose, because it is gorgeous. So I found some Red Heart Super Saver stripes in Favorite stripes. I think that's the one that has all of the colors of the rainbow. So I got that color, and that's the yarn that I'm gonna make two magic or two happy roses in it. Now the happy roses, the real happy roses, are vibrant, popping colors. I would look it up, but I want you guys to look it up and then let me know in the comments what you think. So I have 2 coral ones, and one will be for each of them. And then I have an orange one, and I have a light blue one for my grams. Because I was just grabbing yarn out of the bag and making them. So, I will be working on these when I come home on Sunday. Or, no. I won't be working on these when I come home. Excuse me. So let's move on to my next whip. So my next whip, and I took my friend's advice and started using some bags that I've been sitting around for a while that I've sewed. So, and it was getting to the point where I couldn't fit any more whips on my shelf because of my big crochet baskets. So I had to switch them out. So I started a baby blanket. Seems like it's quite big, but it's really not. I started a baby blanket, and I started just using some random, like in my bag, I have all kinds of colors, just because I want it to be completely random. And then once I get it finished, I'm going to add an applique to it. And I'm also going to have a couple blankets that don't necessarily have a matching hat to it. It's just going to be the blanket with the appliques glued on. But this one is it's a baby blanket from, it's either Daisy Farm Crafts or Daisy Cottage Crafts. I can't remember. They both have beautiful blankets on Ravelry. But anyway, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. So you start with the double crochet, then put a double crochet in that double crochet, right? And that's like a cluster. And then you put, I don't know how to say this. And then, so you do 2 double crochet together, and then where the double crochet is, at the end of the double crochet 2 together, you put a half double crochet. It's like a mixed cluster, if that makes sense. And it's just, I wanted like something that was easy. So I started this. I'm using a 5mm hook for it. And I'm basically just using a bunch of random balls and cakes of yarn. Just to kind of use it up a little bit. So, and it is living in my Mickey Mouse bag that I made. And I'm gonna, whoops, just scared myself. And I'm just gonna throw that over my bed. I know I said in one of my last videos that I need to stop throwing on my bed. I don't really see that happening, so it is what it is. The next project I'm gonna show you is a scrap blanket. So when I was making Graham's king size blanket, the very, very last one I did, the Smooth Tiles Mosaic blanket, I had a lot of scrap balls that I wound into magic cakes. And I still have about 20 to 30 of them magic cakes laying around. So I decided that I was going to start some scrap blankets. And I used to do 2-strand scrap blankets and just double crochet. Well, my hands cannot take 2 strands of yarn anymore. I tried to work on one, it wasn't working, it was killing my hands. So I decided to stop it. So I started, it wouldn't be my video, my podcast, if I didn't have a V-stitch blanket in it. Which, you have to admit, it's been a while since I made a V-stitch blanket. So I started one and I'm this far on it. I'm using a 6mm hook for it. It's going to be a Lapgan blanket for one of my local nursing homes. So I'm just working on this when I want something super duper simple. No really rhyme or reason for anything. It's just something very, very simple that I can just pick up. Especially with the way I've been feeling lately with not feeling very good. It's just really nice to have like some mindless crochet projects on the go. So that is living in this Jack and Sally bag. I'm surprised that one didn't fall on the floor. And my next work in progress is another scrap blanket. And this is just a granny stripe blanket. The same concept. I just wanted a blanket that I can just work on with not having to pay real close attention to it. I'm also using a 6mm for this also. So that is that. So like I said, the baby blanket I'm using a 5. The 2 scrap blankets I'm using a 6. And then this next blanket I'm going to show you is a baby blanket. Now, I don't know if I showed you, but a while ago, no, it wasn't a while ago. It was like last month I had a doctor, or last week I had so many doctor's appointments I can't keep myself straight. So one time that I went down to see my doctor, we stopped at Walmart and I bought yarn for myself to make myself a sweater with. Got home, started the sweater, and didn't touch it since the day I started it, literally, or basically. So I started working on it on Tuesday night because I had a dentist appointment the next day. I had dentist Wednesday because I had 2 teeth broken off that needed to be fixed. So started working on it on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and I was not feeling it. I was not feeling it at all. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna frog the yarn and start a baby blanket with it because it was really pretty. So this is the yarn I picked. It is Mainstays, 100% acrylic, 285 yards, 260 meters, 5 ounces, 141.7 grams. And the color is Purple Multi. It is a number 4, 5.5mm hook and knitting needles. Machine wash, tumble dry. Machine washing and drying, wash in water not exceeding, and do not bleach, tumble dry at low heat. At delicate setting, do not iron or press. Do not dry clean. Well, so I started a baby blanket with this. I have 5 skeins of it. 1 skein is already in this blanket. But this is it. Oh man, you can really see the pattern in it now. Look, Christina, you can see the pattern. Kinda. So this is the baby blanket. It's not a very wide baby blanket, but it'll be fine. I'm not really making it for the width because I'm going to add a border to it anyway. So I'm using a 5mm hook for this, and this blanket is single crochet double all the way across. You end with a single crochet, and basically you do a single crochet on top of a single crochet and a double crochet on top of a double crochet. When the blankets I've done in the past, I love this stitch combination if you have not been able to tell. In the past, I've done single crochet on top of a double and a double on top of a single, and then repeat those 2 rows. Nope, not this time. This time a single goes on top of a single and a double crochet goes on top of a double crochet. But I am absolutely loving this. I cannot wait to see the patterning. Now, I only did like 2 rows with the new skein of yarn. So I am really excited and cannot wait to work on this baby blanket more to actually see the pattern. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Yeah, I can't wait. I don't know what it looks like yet, because I'm not very far. So also, when you look at this blanket, I'll show it to you again. Tell me the pattern that you see. I kind of see, I don't even know what I see, honestly. I think it's just so busy that I don't know what I'm looking at. And I could probably take a picture of it, and because that's what I did with one blanket. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this blanket so far. I love working on it. So I cannot wait to see what it looks like when I have all 5 skeins of it on. And the blanket that I have been waiting to show you. So, I have to pick this up before I hurt myself and get up and trip over it. So it is living in this big bag. I am very proud of myself. Because my gram has been after me for a blanket on the back of her recliner chair. And I was going to make her a smaller version of the Smooth Tiles Mosaic blanket. Well, she wanted me to put a bee applique on it, but then I showed her, I'll show you the picture. Then I showed her this picture. Find it. Oh, I want to show you. So, this little monster blanket right here is what I want the spring green for. I want it for that blanket so stinking bad that I want it. I want it badly. I want that spring green for that little monster. So, I am a Patreon for 2 Magic Pixels. And, it's a Graphgan website. They do, for cross stitch, beautiful graphs for crochet, cross stitch, and other crafts. So, I have purchased several patterns, and like I said, I'm a Patreon for them. I am a 2-tier Patreon, which means I can spend $6.99 and get a ton of patterns free every single month. So, but then I also went and bought some patterns. So, I bought this one right here. This Doberman pattern, because we have a Doberman, her name is Nala, if you're not familiar. But I bought this Doberman pattern, and I showed it to my gram. She fell in love with it, and she asked me to make it for her for on the back of her chair. So, I started it. I came home one Sunday, and started it really automatically. And I got really far. I got to row I think 19, 20, somewhere around there. And you'll be surprised to see that I have a matching stitch marker. That's a little Doberman that I made to put on this blanket. But this is the front of the blanket. So as you can see, the back is a freaking hot mess. Look at that. But I have a solution. I have a solution for the back. So I was going to get some, well, first of all, I started weaving my ends in whenever I started working on this blanket for my gram. First several rows, I weaved my ends in back and forth, the whole 9 yards. Well, it got too tedious. I was weaving more ends in than I was actually working on the blanket, because some rows has one brown, one black, one brown, one black, so I had a lot of ends to weave in. And then I got to the point, and I'm like, I wonder if I would just be able to put, like, crochet a backing onto this. And I was talking to Mom about it, and she wasn't understanding. And I called Graham, and I'm like, look, I started your blanket, but the ends are getting to me. I'm like, maybe I can get, like, a fleece or something and crochet it together and then put with the border on it. She's like, well, how are you going to do that? And I'm like, well, I'll just, poke holes and crochet around it and be done. So we went to Walmart Wednesday, and got fabric. We just got regular fabric for, she's only going to put it on the back of her chair. It's not going to be a usable blanket. She just wants something for on the back of her chair. So I'm working on the panel now, and then after I work on the panel, I'm going to put about 5 rows of border around it. And I'm going to use the 2 browns for it. The light brown and the dark brown. And then I'm going to work the most of it in the light brown. But every so often I'm going to put dark brown spots in it and rows, like a couple stitches, to make it look like it's wood. So I cannot wait to get this project actually worked on and finished. So I'm going to show you. So yes, I have ends on the front and the back, just because I haven't pulled these ones through yet. But these 2 rows right here are her muzzle. Or like the bottom of her chin. And I cannot wait to show this to my gram when it's finished and get it finished. So, like I said, the back is a hot mess, but the back you're not going to be able to see. So I'm very excited to get this done. I cannot wait. I already love how it is looking. It's not perfect, but my grandma's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just something for on the back of the chair. So, like I said, I'm very excited to get this finished and give this to her. And my stitch marker fits it just perfectly. So this is my last work in progress. Like I said, I'm on like row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, I'm on 21, row 21. That was further than I thought. So I'm on row 21, so there's 100 rows to this baby. So I'm like not even a quarter. If I would have done 5 more rows today, I would have been a quarter of the way done. But I didn't. So I might be working on this on Sunday when I come home. But I don't know. So yes. So I am going to clean up my mess. I'm going to stop recording. And I am going to lay down for a couple hours because Graham isn't coming to get me till 10. So I'll be able to lay down for about 8 hours. So I'm going to let you guys go. Let me know if you look up Happy Roses and what you think about them. And let me know what you think that that pink and purple baby blanket pattern looks like. Because I can't tell. I don't know. It's like it's weird. You work on a pattern, or you work on a blanket or something, and you're like, and you know it's patterning, but you don't know. You don't really know what the pattern is So let me know what you see, and I'll try to see if I see it too. And let me know if you look up happy roses. Speaking of roses, I have roses on my case. Got that off of Wish. But I'm going to let you guys go because I'm getting kind of tired and I want to sleep a little bit before Graham comes and gets me because we have a busy weekend. And I want to say Happy Easter to everybody. I am planning on doing a video this week down at Graham's. Just to kind of recap, I haven't really done crocheting down there, but I just want to kind of do a recap of everything that I'm working on. So yeah, all the links that I think I'm going to talk about today are in the description box below. Or I might do that later on because I am really getting tired and I'd just rather upload this video and go to bed. And then I will add links probably maybe tomorrow or when I come home on Sunday. And if I forget to add links, just remind me to put them in. So, like I said, I'm going to let you guys go. Hope everybody has a great night. Hope you have a great holiday. Happy Easter, everybody, and I hope to talk to you guys again later. Bye.